Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to everyone, and thank you for joining today. My name is Patricia, and I'm delighted to be here with you today, moderating the fourth session of the EIT Community Water Scarcity Pitching Series. This pitching competition is led by EIT Food, and it will feature 7 companies from all across Europe presenting their solutions for better use of water resources in places where water is very limited, and it will actually increase with the current scenarios that we are facing with climate change. This is actually one of our main debate questions for today: how we can improve water resources management in order to face climate resilience. So today we are celebrating this event within the framework of the InnoWise Scale pitching series, and we titled it Road to 2030, Future Circular Water Cycle Perspective. And this is because we want to look at different ways, transforming ways to deal with water resources. So I would like to thank you, Carmen Galindo, Project Manager of the EIT Food Community and also coordinator of this initiative, in which they are actually looking for innovators that can tackle water scarcity. So, Carmen, a very warm welcome. We are now live on YouTube, so I give you the floor to present the program.
Thank you very much,
Welcome.
Patricia, and good morning, everyone. I'm going to share just a little bit of background on what the InnoWise Scale is, and how we are looking and finding and supporting innovative solutions for water scarcity, especially in Southern Europe. This is an initiative from the EIT, which stands for the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, and is an entity that aims at driving innovation in Europe by supporting entrepreneurs, innovators, and students from all across. It is divided in several communities, EIT communities, each of them working in different and in major societal challenges. In this initiative, we are here today to present and to see what is being done is several of these communities working together. So we have Climate Geek, EIT Digital, EIT Food, and also EIT Manufacturing. Just to give you an idea of one of these communities, EIT Food, which is the community that I represent, is it's made out of several industry players, top industry players from all across Europe, also research centers and universities, and also startups. So what are we doing within the EIT community water scarcity? This is, as I was mentioning, there are several of these communities together. So this is a multidisciplinary initiative that focuses on finding innovative solutions to tackle water scarcity. We collaborate also with external partners such as Athena Research Center, Biosul, and to Delft. And well, the main reason we are together, I don't need to explain why. So it's we are facing a situation of water scarcity, excess of water sometimes, etc., etc. And within what we are doing, we are here in the fourth session of the InnoWise Scale pitching series. This is the branch within the water scarcity initiative, where we focus to support water entrepreneurs in their scaling up process and also support end user to the risk their investment so they can adopt innovations that can drive that can help them be more resilient to this situation. So how we've been doing this for the last 3-4 months, we've been giving support to as a group of startups, scale-ups, and SMEs from all across Europe, working on innovative solutions regarding water management for different sectors. After these months of training, mentoring, and visibility opportunities, we've done a matchmaking with potential end user, and the result is now this pitching series, pitching competition. So today we are in the fourth session, in which we have a group of 7 companies presenting today and giving ideally a response to the case study provided by the municipality of Nisiros. We had several sessions before, yesterday with Familia Torres, week before with ENCE and with the YAP, and tomorrow we have the last session with a case study provided by Caragua. So Patricia and the team of Revolve, we will be able to share also the links later if you want to see the past competitions and to join the next one. So today, what are you gonna see? We are gonna see, as I was mentioning, 7 innovators presenting their solutions. They will be evaluated by a jury formed by Baltasar Peñate, Marta Carballo, and Josep Canal. Thank you very much for joining us today and to contribute to this series. And also, we will be allocating a special prize. The winner of this prize will be able to implement a demo case and showcase their technology with the municipality of Nisiros. Just to give you a broader view of what we are doing within the water scarcity initiative. So the InnoWise Scale activities are these actions supporting entrepreneurship, but also we collaborate with a broad group of experts from all across Europe. We've been doing certain publications and seminars on challenges and solutions, financial tools to scale up these innovations. And also we've been working on supporting the future workforce by doing capacity building activities. And of course, awareness is key. So we've been implementing over 16 awareness actions in the past 3 years and reach over 15 million people so far. Should you want to learn more about the project, you can always contact one of us. These are all the key members of the program, so you can reach up to us. And well, having said that, thank you very much for joining us today, as I was mentioning, and also thank you, Patricia, and your team for supporting us in these sessions.
Thank you, Carmen. Thank you so much for providing this overview on why we are here today, because I think it's been a very special opportunity for everyone to understand and raise awareness about the importance of this topic, which is transversally across society. And today we want to focus on governance. As we explained, today we have the municipality of Nisiros as problem holder of this competition. And I would like to present them because we have here both the mayor and also Thomas that will be presenting the case. The municipality of Nisiros is actually a Greek island, and they are responsible for water supply, wastewater treatment, and sewerage services in the island. So this is very important and also presents a lot of challenges because water is scarce, because we need to ensure sustainability in the systems, because we need to understand how to manage wastewater better, and we need to look for nature-based solutions for these wastewater treatments and to ensure that it's available to all. So I would like to give the floor to Thomas Seitaridis, chemical engineering, and also representing the municipality of Nisiros. Good morning and welcome, Thomas. Can you hear us well?
Good. Yes, I can hear you well. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I would like one more to thank the IIT community and also Revolve Media and all the participants, the problem holders, also the solution providers for giving space to the municipality of Nice. I'd like to share my presentation for.
Okay, Thomas, feel free to share your screen when you are ready. And perfect.
I have shared my screen. I think you can see my presentation. Is it okay?
Yes, go ahead. We can see it.
Okay. First of all, I like also to thank Professor Coroneus. Professor Coroneus, along with my father and my mother, was a key person I have met. I have the privilege to meet when I was a student in the Aristoteles University of Thessaloniki, and we have collaborated for 1 year. He is a mentor of mine. I consider him my family, and he was one of the persons that really took me to another way of thinking, and also is a person I pretty much owe my profession as it is right now. So he led me to the environmental engineering paths and also the sustainability paths. So for that, I have I am very great. I feel very great that I have met Mr. Coroneus when I was 25 years old. So the municipality of Nisros is a very small Greek island, but no matter how small a Greek island can be or an island can be, the problems with infrastructures are pretty much the same. So the municipality of Nisros is a public authority which, among others, is responsible for water supply, wastewater treatment, sewage services, and also the authority employs about 9 people. Among them, there is one economist, one secretary, and 7 workers. The main plants and the main assets that are the key assets in the municipality of Nisros are the 3 desalination plants with 100,000 cubic meters per day total capacity. Nisros is a volcanic area, as it's also very clear in these pictures. The Nisros Island's underground and surface waters are remarkably affected by its special geomorphology, and the absence of water is something that is a common daily living. There is no other water source than the sea in the island at the moment. That was the principal reason that led the relevant stakeholders and also the municipality of Nisros to adopt desalination as the only available technique, providing that kind of water, the amount of water needed the for the island to work. There are 2 units with 350 cubic meters capacity per day, and the other one is about 300 cubic meters per day. And there's also another desalination unit being constructed at the moment that's about 600 cubic meters per day. Why all this? This covers the amount of water needed in the island, but it is that kind of water is huge because there is a there are too many tourists in the island during the summer. As you can see in this table, during from May to September, the visitors in the island and the tourists are far beyond too many for the island to serve for water and sewage. So the only way you can really serve these people is to have enough infrastructure and well-maintained infrastructure to cover these needs. So what were the first action that was taken is prioritizing the needs and the areas of interest, collecting the data for developing a master plan of action, and everything started from maintaining the existing desalination plants that were already installed in the island. The second step is, and that is also very difficult, is the implementation plan, and that is where I think there is a gap between reality as people in Nisros, also and visitors in Nisros are living, and the legislation or the Greek government approach in islands like Nisros. If you have a master plan, then it has to be the other way around. You have to get financed directly from the Greek government or the European Union to implement this kind of actions. You cannot wait for a public contract to come or of an application or from the Greek government or the European Union, and the Greek government should have paid directly these master plans in order to be implemented. What the municipality has done is that after prioritizing all these problems, that we're able to construct all these works you see are under construction. Water transfer network from Nikia and Evorios, new wastewater treatment plant, replacement of water distribution network of Nikia, new desalination unit, and also two more ready for financing projects for replacement of distribution networks in Mandraki and Pali and the sewerage network of Mandraki. All these are part of the master plan as explained earlier, but are financed not at the same time. So in terms of maintaining all these assets in a proper way, or also getting all this paperwork done, is really a very big effort for the municipality. But that is what also should have changed and will change in the next years, maybe. Small islands can become, like Nisrios, can become self-sufficient in their energy use, utilizing and exploiting renewable energy sources, better management for water resources demand, improved rational use of energy, which is one of the biggest problems in the island of Nisros and in most Greek islands, and also in the mainland of most European countries, the cost of electricity, mobility, sustainable tourism, agriculture and aquaculture, and urban development. That are basically the 7 keys that can lead an island like Nisros to be energy sufficient and independent in terms of the power needed. That is something that you have to visit the island of Nisros and small Greek islands in order to fully understand what is the reality there. You cannot make a master plan living somewhere else. You have to go there, live for 1 month, and then the reality will lead you to the right result and decisions. Thank you very much. I hope that was okay for you.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for the overview and presenting the municipality, the work, and the challenges that you're facing, because now it's the time to discover what are these solutions, the solutions proposed by the innovators, the 7 companies that are participating in today's EIT Food competition. So without further delay, I just want to present how this will run. So the innovators pitching session means that we will be displaying the video presentations created by the startups, and followed by a Q&A with the jury members that Carmen presented earlier. So I just want to say a big thank you for being here today and participating in this Q&A. So we will have a 4-minute Q&A with each of the representatives from the startup to discuss any questions or comments that might not be so clear from the video. So let's start with the first one today. We have Felix from Greece presenting their video.
Hello everyone, this is Marios Klavdianos from Felix, and our products and services connect people to the cloud with the end goal of accurate monitoring and individual motivation towards a greener and more sustainable way of life. The problem we'll be tackling is that of water scarcity, which currently affects at least 1 in 10 European citizens, and this number is only predicted to increase due to the continuous rise of population and lack of awareness. Our main focus will be in the urban landscape, in which European citizens consume an average of 144 liters per day, which is 3 times more than what the European Environment Agency for Basic Human Needs has established. Our goal is to change the behavior of the end users and help them reduce their water consumption by 10% in the first 6 months and by 20% in the 1-year mark. Our solution is to create a bespoke mobile application that will change the end user behavior, while offering features like comparative behavioral analysis in order to give the end user a better understanding of the bigger pictures and help them keep track of their progress, as well as providing personalized advices that will be tailor-made to meet each user's consumption needs. All this will be based on our current TRL9 water monitoring platform, which has features like customizable consumption patterns and smart alarms for both human and technical errors. While our application is live, water companies will gather data to better understand and predict their users' consumption patterns, as well as estimate the amount of non-revenue water that they deliver. And on the consumer side, we will provide them with daily consumption patterns to compare with other users who have the same water consumption needs and grant them access to tips on how to reduce their water consumption. Our conservative estimated market potential is 160 million European citizens that live in houses that are connected to their water supply systems and who are acquainted in using mobile applications and are environmentally conscious. Our market strategy is B2B2C. That's why we target at water companies that are willing to offer our application to their end users with the end goal of raising awareness and steer their users' behavior towards a greener one. In the competitive landscape, our competitors mainly focus on offering consumption pattern features and billing services. We will also include that in our offering, but we will mainly focus on gathering data in order to provide personalized advice features and behavior analysis features, which, at the end of the line, will have a bigger impact in changing the user's behavior. Our billing strategy is simple. We are offering a platform at €1 per smart meter per month for pilot projects and €1 per smart meter per year for smart city scale deployments. In our product roadmap, in the first 3 months we will be designing the application and adding some basic features. In the next 6 months, we will add features that have bigger impact to the user's behavior, as well as gather data. This data we will use later on to feed our AI and ML algorithms in order to maximize our features' impact, and we will also add tokenization and gamification. And this is our team that makes everything possible and consists of highly trained engineers that have many years of experience in turning ideas into products. Our long-term strategy is aligned with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and at Fuelix, we believe that technology can help us change our behavior towards a more sustainable use of our planet's natural resources. Join us for the ride.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, I'm Yannis Nicolaou from Fuelix.
Nice meeting you, Ionis. Sorry for the pronunciation.
It's perfect.
So first of all, I don't know if my colleagues want to start.
Yes, I have a short question related to the business plan, related to the cost of the application, because I don't know exactly why a customer, final users, is agreed to pay for the application to reduce the water consumption. It's only to confirm that, for example, one citizen is emphasized to agree to pay for your application. How you clarify this aspect?
Of course. So our business plan is B2B2C. So we mostly, up to now, we mostly work in a B2B model, primarily targeting water companies. In this particular offering, we are proposing to the water companies to use this application and distribute it to their users so that they can promote as a water company a more sustainable use of their resources, and this way complying with their possible regulations for sustainability and also helping tackle the water scarcity problem. Because water scarcity can be solved in two ways. Either we produce more water or we consume less water. So both approaches are valid and very helpful. Our approach is to focus on the less water consumption, on reducing consumption of the water, so that it will be more sustainable in the long run for the whole planet. And this is something that the water companies are taking very seriously into account. And our solution helps them to be more sustainable towards their customers and towards their society.
Okay, thank you.
So I also have a question. First of all, thank you for the presentation and for all your work tackling water scarcity. There is my question is regards to the status of the project. You presented a roadmap for a first-year roadmap, but have you already started this roadmap, or are you planning to do it now?
So our platform is already live. We, as a company, we own end-to-end the whole technology stack, starting from the electronics and the mechanical engineering of the sensors up to the cloud platform and the mobile applications. We already have more than 200 water meter sensors installed throughout Europe and more than 500 live sensors, including different types of monitoring. And the platform is already used by big customers, companies or private companies to monitor their assets. What we're introducing with this novel application is to give this application to the end user. So give the end user access to the data that are already collected, so they can really see their behavior and, more importantly, see comparative analysis against other users of similar demographic groups. So they have a better sense of how sustainable their water usage is, and also provide them with tips on how to become even more sustainable or more conscious of the impact they have on the water consumption and, at the end of the day, in the scarcity of water.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, I am sorry that I don't know why my camera is not working properly. Surely it's my mistake. I would like to highlight, this is Josep Canals, of course. I would like to highlight that you are trying to tackle, for me, one of the main things, which is changing behaviors. And I don't know if it's in English, this term is correct, but it's the management of the demand. So not only the management of the offer. In this regard, it's not clear for me if you have, when you put this kind of prices, I don't know if you have foreseen some kind of to award good behaviors, to award so to good the people that have good behaviors to be awarded, to be rewarded, or be, let me say like this, punished if they don't behave properly. Are you considering this? It's not clear for me.
Yes,
resulting to the figure.
You are right to the point, and we really believe that the behavioral change can be accelerated by positive reinforcement. So basically, rewarding those who have a positive footprint in the general sustainability issue and have really responsible behaviors. So our plan is, after a first short period of a few months where we will gather live data from users, to introduce these gamification mechanisms in the platform, which we will, of course, in combination with the water companies or the stakeholders that are managing water, will provide positive incentives to those who are more sustainable compared to other users. And the fact that we will make this visible to everyone will make it easier for the users to really move to the right direction, actually, and really positively reinforce a more sustainable and responsible use of the water resources.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations for the initiative.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone, and good luck, Ionakis. We will continue with the next company now. Okay, so it's Awalytics from Spain.
Hello, I am Saturnino from Awalytics, and I'm going to show you our solution and what we can do for Nisiros. Awalytics is a software company that develops solutions for efficient management of the water cycle, focusing on the concept of water traceability. Our solutions are affordable, flexible, and versatile, and can be easily and quickly integrated with any software or hardware in the market. Most of our customers are located in Almería, the south of Spain, an area with one of the largest deserts in Europe, where the efficient use of desalination water is a necessity. We know that the desalination process requires a lot of energy, and the cost of energy is increasing rapidly for no-householder consumers. And as we can see in that Eurostar chart, in Greece the cost of energy is higher than the rest of the Europe. By the way, the elephant in the room is the energy cost. Our solution for Nisiros is a data-based hub that connects waters, energy, and people. The hub will receive data from different input or sources: water quality, water and energy consumption, data from different technology providers that already work or will work on the island, and data from our LIPIs. The hub will bring this data together and display in an easy and simple way to the municipality of Nisiros and its residents and visitors in the following way. The municipality of Nisiros will be able to manage water efficiently, and the residents and visitors will be able to know how well water and energy are being used in the island. At the moment, we have validated our technology based on IoT, big data, and artificial intelligence. We have digitalized more than 5,000 hectares for more than 1,500 end users, and last year our customers saving more than 375,000 euros thanks to our solution. Solutions very similar to the Nisiros hub that we propose. Please check agualitis.com for more information, and thank you for your time.
Hi, nice to see you.
Hello, Saturnino.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for your presentation.
You're welcome.
I have a short or complex question related to the application of artificial intelligence and big data in your application.
Okay.
Is it possible that you explain how do you use the data of a water system and how the system could be intelligent to have or to take decision about the water management in one village?
For example, we can predict the consumption of a village, of a place, of an area. For example, we got a lot of success in big data when we work with pump systems. We got some algorithms. If you got a water network, you always have to pump water. The big part of the save that we got to our customer in energy comes from the energy that we save for the water pump system. And in this water pump system, we use a huge quantity of data. We are receiving data from pump installation every day in loops of 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds, we got new data. We mix this data with the information of the network and the installation. We put a level of good work of the pump system, and we compare that level with intelligent artificial and some prediction, and we can see how the pump is working. Is working well, is working bad, you have to fix something, or you have to stop the pump system. In these ways, we use intelligent artificial intelligence, machine learning, and big data.
Okay, thank you. And another question is related to the expertise.
Yeah.
I don't understand if you have application now in farmers, in agriculture sector.
Yeah, we got experience in agriculture sector because it's the only place when we can start to work immediately.
Okay.
But we don't do sensor. We use protocols. We can work in water, and the use of the water is the same for us. Doesn't matter.
So following this underground or background, sorry. What is the main difference related to the agriculture sector and water distribution or water sector?
In the network, in the pump, there is no in the place where we have, it's the same. because we are talking about we work in, or our customers are located in the south of Spain. We are the leader in fruit and vegetable exports. We work in an area bigger than Isiros, with thousands of kilometers of tubes and deposit dams. Is the same. The only difference is that you will use the water in industry or in home, and we give the water to the agriculture sector.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hello. So,
Hello.
thank you for the presentation. And my question regards to, in order to gather the data, from instance, from the pumps, you have to have sensors, right? Or some kind of transferring data system. What kind of system do you use, and is already considered in your solution, or is it something else that the client has to have for?
Okay, we start to work for agriculture. In agriculture, it's different for a village or something like that. Why? Because if you live in Barcelona, there are a lot of people paying for the water, and the municipality of Barcelona got a lot of money for develops new things and got new infrastructure. What happened in the agriculture? That there are a few amounts of people that have to pay for the things. What we have to solve at the first moment that we start to work some years ago, I have to use what you got. Okay, you got sensors for the pumps or for the water levels or water quality. I can use the sensor that you got, because we work with industrial standard or software development standard. If you got nothing, okay, don't worry. I can put my sensor, I can put my PLC, my gateway, and I send the data to the cloud, and I can work with that data. But if you got something, I don't need you have to change everything for work with me, because I want to work, and the implementation is cheaper and easily if I use what you got in your infrastructure. But obviously, we need some sensors and gateways, PLC, and other infrastructure in the cloud.
Okay, thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Hello, my turn. I'm sorry that you cannot see me. I will try to solve it. I have to admit, for me, it's not clear what you are measuring. You're measuring the quantity of water that runs through an entire network, and in almost current time. Is that what you do? What is you are measuring what happens inside the network, and if so, is this data providing the leaks, the losses of the network?
Yeah. Obviously, we work the quantity and the quality on the water, the energy that you use for move this water, because sometimes you work with gravity, but not always, and you need energy for move that water. And we can do, for example, alarm systems or water leak systems. We work the quality, the quantity, and what happens when you are working with this water till the end user. In my normal case, agriculture user, farmers, but can be or the people in his house. For us, there is no problem, because we don't know, we don't do something effectively for the agriculture. We work with water and water data.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations for the initiative.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Thank you Thank you, everyone, and good luck, Saturnino.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Let's continue with the next company, which is Iberponics from Portugal.
Hello, I'm João Cotter, and this is Amber Sea, a nature-based seawater aquaponics solution with positive water and carbon footprints. Imagine a new form of aquaculture that addresses major challenges like the urgent need for sustainable seafood, water scarcity, and the costs and impacts of producing seafood. A better farming that uses abundant resources such as sunlight and seawater while synergistically producing food, water and energy with no waste and low production costs and developing barren land. The heart of our innovation is the Amber Sea macroalgae vertical modules, which are multi-purpose. Macroalgae grow while taking up nutrients from the water and cleaning it for a return to the fish tanks. Water is degasified and saturated with oxygen, contributing to aeration in a low energy demanding way. Algae also clean the air of the fish room from carbon dioxide, contributing to its biomass increase. The vertical modules also evaporate seawater, and with our technology, we recover it as condensed dew water, which is now desalinated. So we make farming a water producer instead of a water consumer. Also, with our innovation, our system processes and recycles solid waste produced by fish into natural liquid fertilizer that returns to the production cycle through automation, increasing seaweed productivity. Amber Sea is a solution to efficiently and sustainably grow fresh, certified greater amberjack in symbiosis with microalgae, and even generate byproducts such as freshwater, evaporation cooling energy, which can be used in a solar power plant as cooling towers. Carbon capture will potentially allow us to sell carbon credits, and organic compost for agriculture. We have the seafood markets and other industries as customers of food products. In the end, our business model is to design, build, operate, and transfer Amber Sea seawater aquaponics farms, as well as our technologies. We are now in the phase of raising funding for the MVP unit to demonstrate the technical and financial viability. Then will come the commercial scale unit and the scale-up phase. This means 600k euros for the proof of viability. We could build it on the Portuguese western coast, or even better, in the Greek Nisyros island. This pilot would freely provide 180,000 liters of fresh water per year. The planned commercial scale units have a minimum size of about 2 coastal hectares, a payback period of 2.5 years, and would freely provide almost 20 million liters of fresh water to the local municipality. Besides the free water supply, we would contribute to local sustainable economy, increase local seafood resilience, and create jobs. But we would require from local authorities an adequate coastal land for our facilities, support on access to funding sources, either public or private, support on licensing the activity, and introductions to local service providers and to markets. We have a multidisciplinary team with deep technical and business expertise. The applied technologies were developed, tested, improved, and validated separately and will now be fused to exploit their synergies within seawater aquaponics farms. We will create water and much value for Nisyros. So let's work together. Thank you very much.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hello.
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Thank you for the presentation and the solution. Yes, two questions. One is related to CO2 footprint. I don't have clear how do you sequester the CO2 or how do you apply the positive balance of CO2 in your solution. The second one is related to water discharge to the sea or recycling water in the system. Is possible, or do you have evaluated impact related to seawater discharge to the sea related to your process?
Yes. So regarding the CO2, what we have designed and already operated at a small scale is to pump the CO2 from the fish room, so where the fish and the bacteria are due to their breathing, they are producing CO2. So we pump these rich CO2 air from the fish room into the vertical macroalgae towers. So these so most of these CO2 generated by fish and bacteria are in fact simulated by the macroalgae, which accelerates their growth and biomass. So we can somehow determine the quantity of CO2 according to the concentration of CO2 in the air, and then find out which of these CO2 is being taken by the macroalgae. Okay. Regarding the discharge of water, so this system is a recirculating aquaculture system, which can work by just recirculating itself, but we are producing fresh water, so there's a high evaporation rate due to the vertical macroalgae towers. Because we are evaporating and taking fresh water from the system, we have to have an input of seawater so that can compensate for the increasing of salinity. So we can operate it in two ways, which is make it more closed environment. Imagine there's a kind of bloom of algae in the sea. We cannot take the water from the sea at that moment. We can just operate it close as a close recirculating system, and then the fresh water that is being produced in the system comes back again to the unit, to the system. So we can work it as a closed environment. But usually the system is producing fresh water and delivering it, could be to the municipality, and that way we have to have a constant input of seawater and rejection of seawater at the same time. The rejection is not to discharge the nutrients, because we want that all the nutrients are being taken by the macroalgae. So the level of nutrient runoff will be very small. So we can of course determine this by measurement, by monitoring, but will be very small because we want to take all these nutrients into the macroalgae, and that's all the system is designed. I don't know if I answered it to your question.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Hello, João. How are you?
Hello, Marta. Thank you.
So, as far as I understood, your solution combines several systems, and you already have tested them separately. So, my question is, in your opinion, what will be the challenges of bringing them together in one solution?
So the challenge is at technical level. There's the economical level, which is getting the required funding to put this together in a pilot. But the technical challenges will be mostly to finding a balance between the production of nutrients by the fish side, and then finding the quantity of vertical macroalgae towers or a quantity of seaweed necessary to keep it at a balanced and stable level along the time. Okay, so that should be tested, improved, and to reach the adequate balance. Okay, then also there's the energy side, but we want to also solve it with solar panels and also with the energy that the system can also reuse it by itself, by the evaporation, with evaporation, we can have cooling energy that can be used to refrigerate the solar panels and so on. So there's a lot of synergies here, and that's in fact a challenge by itself to put it all together.
Yeah, thank you, John.
Thank you.
Hello, my turn. I need some kind of clarity. For you, what is the main objective of your solution? Is a complex solution? I see it as a circular solution, but what is the main objective? What is the main service that you provide to the island, to the municipality? One thing. Several questions. The second is, as you mentioned, do we have to assume that it's self-sufficient in energy? Is this facility, this technology? And the third one, the production of algae. What happens with this algae? Are thought to be consumed in a new kind of cuisine, or are composted, or what is the ending of the algae? Of this algae, are an end itself or a means, or I don't know if I'm clear with my questions.
Okay, so the first question regarding what we could provide to Niziros. So the main product, which is our byproduct, is water. So almost 20 million liters per year for each 2 hectares of facility, and that will be a free product for the municipality, because we don't need to use it in our facility unless in certain circumstances, as I already mentioned. Also, we could provide, of course, the economy development by being food production, new food production company there with jobs, and that I think will be also a very positive. Yes, the system intends to be self-sufficient regarding energy, and regarding the algae. So these are high-valued macroalgae that can be used mostly for food, like sushi and so on. Also can be, according to the local markets, can be also directed for the pharmaceutical industry, because we can produce it in a very controlled environment. So quality should also be very constant, stable. But this depends on the local logistics, because of course the island cannot assimilate this product, this high production capacity of macroalgae. So we will have to find together in partnership with the municipality, local, and when I mean local, regarding the region, Greece, on the Mediterranean region, to find markets suitable to accept the production of all these macroalgae, and of course also for the fish. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Congratulations. Thank you for the.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and good luck, Joao. We'll see you later in the award ceremony. Let's continue with the next company, which is Pelagou from Greece.
Hi, and welcome to Pelagou, a social enterprise with a mission to provide sustainable solutions to tackling the needs of remote island communities. Today, I will talk to you about Kalamos, a small island in the Ionian Sea. Like Niziros, access to safe drinking water is one of the most pressing challenges. And we believe that common challenges are best solved with a common approach tailored to the needs of each community. Kalamos is in crisis. There is no reliable access to safe drinking water, despite the fact that the island has abundant spring water. The municipality doesn't have the means to monitor the water quality and maintain the water springs. Kalamos imports 650,000 plastic bottles each year, a number which of course inflates during the summer months, and this will all end up in the island's landfill. Our vision for Kalamos is to be the first plastic bottle-free island in Greece and a lighthouse project that will inspire and support other island communities. Thinking systematically, our solution starts with technology and ends with empowering the community. Has two features: a water sensor that allows us to monitor water quality in real time, and a water vending machine with reusable bottles that allows the user to access clean water. The water sensor links to an app and shares the measurements with the municipality, while the water vending machine works as a catalyst to revitalize the abandoned springs on the island. This, of course, will happen in a collaboration with the Mayor of Kalamos through a community design-less process. The cost of our pilot is 50,000 euros, and if we are awarded this grant, we are planning to use the funding to install the water sensor and develop the application. Our competition comes from other sensors in the market, bottled water companies, portable water purifiers, as well as laboratories. A successful solution is one that can scale, and we estimate that there are more than 5,000 small communities in Greece and more than 50,000 small communities in Southern Europe that rely in bottled water for their daily needs. Our solution is a response to a very real, very urgent matter. We are a community of doers, problem solvers, listeners, working collaboratively. Our crew brings together a wide range of expertise and skills and a adventurous spirit and a hands-on attitude. A successful solution doesn't exist in isolation, and this is why we partner with universities and local organizations. We are planning through testing and demonstrating our pilot project in Kalamos. We are planning to attract more funds and scale our vision to be able to work to collaborate with 30 municipalities by 2024. And although Pelakou is relatively young, its team members have delivered similar mandates in the past. The IIT Fund will allow us to develop the technology and enter a groundbreaking collaboration with the municipality of Lefkada, the Onion Environmental Foundation, and pioneer local businesses. Join us on our mission to bring safe drinking water to Kalamos and empower remote island communities.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Hello, Spiros.
Hello.
It's my turn. Thank you for the presentation of Pelago solution. I understand the problem of the plastic bottle in the world. I'm from Canary Islands, and I know very well the problem of the situation of this kind of water supply for tourists, for the people. But I don't understand in your solution why is the key aspect that you propose for the water scarcity, because you need water in the village. So when you don't have water, what is your solution related to that? And the second question is related to the water sensor station. What kind of parameters are you measuring?
Yeah, super. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here. First of all, I would it's about the communities. Communities, the main problem that they have very good quality water, spring water, but they don't know how to measure it. They don't know how to measure the quality of water and have a factor that tells them that a certification, let's say, that tell them that the water is good right now and you can drink. Relating the second question, it's about the technology. Actually, we use the technology and we try to understand the main factors that we need not only to have the right water, but also to engage the people to do it, because it's about a customer journey. I mean, you have a different customer journey if you drink water from plastic bottles, and you have a different customer journey if you drink water from the communities, from the springs, and from this kind of ideas. So actually, we measure the pH, the quality of water, the temperature, the consumption. That is very important for us, because if we know the consumption from the tap water, we know the real impact. We know that we can be plastic bottle free island, and we know that people, they don't use any more plastic bottles.
Okay, but I don't have a real reply, because I don't know exactly what parameter are you measure. Micrology, microorganisms, conductivity. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, temperatures, chlorine, pH, oxygen, and all this stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you too.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for your presentation. I have some questions similar to Baltazar's question. One would be, how often do you plan to analyze the water quality? I don't know if you already have that number.
1 minute, every 1 minute, because it's related to the connection and the way we use the carrier, the carrier to take the data. So we think that every 1 minute we can have the data.
Okay, and in this specific case study that we are considering, what water origins are you considering? Is that groundwater? Is that surface water?
Yeah, actually, this is a groundwater. I mean, there are a lot of springs around the Mediterranean coastal areas. So this is idea. It's for groundwater and the water from the mountains.
Okay, perfect. And you
so mainly, it's a very good water. The problem is that the water is very, very good, but we have to prove that the water is good, and we have to show to the locals that the water is good.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Kalimera, I think that you say.
Kalimera.
I think I am approaching towards, but I don't have clarity. What is the main goal of your solution? Are you trying to change behaviors? Your technology is to provide a swift on the perception by the population, or it's also providing technology to bring this water from the ground. There are wells. Is this water accessible? And so you are trying to measure it and to change behavior. Is that the main goal of your technology? Is the vending machine that I think I saw is playing the role of visualizing that this water is good? What is the main objective, the main goal that you pursue with your technology?
Yeah, a very good question. Yeah, actually, we want to convince people to drink tap water. So we have to convince them that tap water, with technology, of course, through technology, that tap water is better from a plastic bottle water. So our goal is to create plastic bottle free communities, to have better quality of water, because if you know the quality of water every single minute, you can understand the quality of water, and you can do it in a better way. And and then the third part is about that we want to create a better tourism product, because as you know, islands and the coastal areas, we need to create a tourism product. So they need to be more sustainable, and they need to measure and to understand, and they need to invest to their resources.
Ευχαριστώ. Thank you. Congratulations.
Παρακαλώ. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, Spiros, with luck, and we'll see you later. Let's continue with Solar Dew. And let's try to be on time with the questions and answers.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alexander van der Klei, and it's a pleasure to present here today for the EIT Water Scarcity Program. As we all know, we're facing a drinking water crisis, and water scarcity is not particularly helping. By 2030, 4 billion people will be affected by water scarcity, and this results in that our water sources will become increasingly saline and contaminated, such as on the Greek islands. Because this picture might look idealistic, but like many places across the world, the 1.5 million people living on these 6,000 islands feel an urgent need to get clean drinking water. And each island needs to improvise on their own to develop their own solution, because existing infrastructure is aging, resulting in high water losses and recontamination, and it's expensive to refurbish. As a result, a lot of people are buying bottled water, which is expensive, but results in high levels of plastic waste, which you can find on the Greek beaches. Municipalities are transporting water at a high cost, and it's especially the small rural communities that are under the most pressure. And that is why Solar Dew has created water stations for communities that can produce anywhere between 100 to 5,000 liters per day. Our products may look like solar panels, but instead of producing electricity, we produce clean drinking water through a process of membrane distillation, whereby we can produce high-quality drinking water from, for example, seawater or contaminated water. There's no energy consumption, and it is at a low water price of less than 2 euro cents per liter. It's easy to use and service, and it's very robust because we don't need any high-pressure pumps. We don't have any electrical parts, and this significantly reduces downtime. It's modular, so each unit produces 3 to 4 liters per day, and you can combine them to get any production that you need. Compared to other technologies, air-to-water technologies are generally more expensive, whereas reverse osmosis, which works very well on a large scale, is very maintenance intensive and difficult to operate on small-scale applications. That is why, with our technology, we're focusing on smaller communities, whereby we aim to provide them with an independent source of high-quality drinking water, with a solution that does not require electricity and does not require gasoline consumption, and thus reduce household expenditure on clean drinking water by more than 60%. And for the municipality, it also has its advantages. There's no need to build expensive infrastructure. We can reduce water trucking, and we can reduce plastic waste to make sure that we can recapture part of the island's beauty. The total market for point-of-use desalination is around 330 million people by 2030. And we'll be focusing initially on stepping stone markets like Greece, and on B2B and B2G clients, together with local partners who see our technology as an addition to their portfolio and want to create new business and create impact within their communities. Because that is what we want to do. We want to create a thriving business that achieves long-term impact by offering a solution to one of our most basic needs, which is clean drinking water. And together with our team, experts in the field of solar and water technology, as well as with startups and scale-ups, it would be an honor for us to start our journey together on Niceros, to solve the drinking water problem there and translate that solution to other islands in the Greek archipelago, ultimately so that we can provide more than 1 million people with clean drinking water across the world by 2030. Thank you very much. I look forward to taking your questions.
Hello, thank you, Alexander.
Good morning.
Yes, it's my turn. Thank you for the presentation, a very nice solution. I know very well this kind of technology, but I have some question Some of them are very technical, related to the final solution.
Sure.
It's really that it's possible that your solution don't need energy, but I don't know why do you put the seawater into the membrane distillation. It's a free energyless, so you need energy to move to pump the seawater to the solution, but you don't include any information related to that. Other one is the membrane distillation recovery. I know that it's not a very high recovery, but I don't know exactly the recovery of each model that you have. And finally is the post-treatment. Here, I would like to emphasize that it's not the same, desalinated water, that drinkable water. It's not the same. You are producing distilled water. Distilled water is not fresh water. It's not possible to drink water directly. And you are not include any information related to post-treatment of this water to use by the population. Thank you.
Thank you for those questions. And I think it's completely correct. There's always a challenge in a 4-minute presentation to provide all the aspects of the technology and all the thoughts that have gone into it. Let me start with your last question first, regarding the post-treatment. You're completely correct. Distilled water needs to be remineralized to get to a quality that is required for drinking. So that's exactly what we do. After the distilled water is produced, it's stored using a little bit of chlorine to ensure that water that is stored is not becoming recontaminated. And subsequently, on the moment that you tap out the water runs through remineralization cartridges, and calcium and magnesium is added to the water in quantities, so to improve the taste, but also the quality of the water in general. Regarding the recovery, so basically for our systems, if you're using seawater, for every 5 liters of water that goes into the system, you produce 4 liters of clean water and 1 liter of brine. So that's 80% recovery when it comes to desalination.
80%.
Yeah, so from every 5 liters of seawater, you produce 4 liters of drinking water. Sorry.
It's okay.
You have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. No. So I thought I heard a question coming from you. So yeah, that is.
Please be mindful of the 4-minute Q&A. Only one question and short answers, please. Thank you.
I'll do my best. I got 3 questions. So yeah, and the last thing, you're completely correct. It depends on where your water source is. So seawater or a borehole, very often you see that the equipment for installing, for pumping water up to the system is already installed. So that's why we don't include it as a part of the system. But of course, you have to add that afterwards.
Thank you.
Okay. Hello again, Alexander. Can you clarify what is the equipment lifetime, and if there is a need to replace any kind of membranes you use? Thank you.
So the equipment lifetime, I mean, of the entire module is around 15 years. The water purification bags that we use inside the system have a lifetime of around 3 years. In actual fact, you don't replace the membrane, you replace the complete water purification bag, which contains the membrane. The reason that we do that is to really simplify the whole maintenance process for the user so that it can be done off-grid with people who do not require extensive training to operate the system.
Thank you.
Hello.
Oh.
Congratulations for the initiative. Two questions. One is leads to if I read well, you are saying that you are producing fresh water from either salt water or contaminated water. What kind of contaminated water are you decontaminating, and if so, are you using the same technology for desalination and for decontamination?
Yes. So basically, that is what we're doing. Oh, sorry. I didn't catch the last thing, but let me try to answer your first question first. Yeah, so we're basically using the exact same technology to remove salts, but also, for example, contaminations like arsenic, fluoride, PFAs, for example. So the distillation process basically allows you to eliminate everything that does not evaporate. We can also remove bacteria and viruses.
I don't know if Giuseppe's okay. We cannot hear him. Anyway, thank you so much, Alexander, for the answers, and good luck. We'll see you later. Let's continue with the next company today. It's Desol from France. Let's play the video.
Agua de Sol for Nizeros is about offering an alternative source of sustainable fresh water directly from air and sun. How can this be done? Atmospheric water vapor is abundant in Nizeros. The sun is also abundant in this island. Our system captures atmospheric water vapor at night and uses solar heat to extract water and condense it during the day. Condensation produces fresh water. Our solution is the sun air fountain. It looks like a solar panel, but is a water panel that produces up to 1.2 liters per day in full autonomy. The process is very simple. As you can see in this slide, actually, this is very low tech. The cost of 1 liter is approximately 5 cents euros against a plastic bottle of a minimum of 25 cents euros. Our revenue model is very strong and based on 3 pillars. The key financials are excellent and profitability very good. We are backed by very solid partners, as you can see in these slides. Our executive team and governance is well established with a crew of 13. We have a scientific and research and development team made of 5 experts focusing on R&D. We have French and US patents, and the adsorbent complies with EU and US regulations for mineral water. We are very happy to start now working for Nizeros. How can we help Nizeros? We have analyzed the Nizeros situation in depth. And as you can see with these red traffic lights, the situation in Nizeros is quite serious. This situation is aggravated by tourism and the massive import of plastic bottled water. Mind you that 435,000 plastic bottles are imported every year per 1,000 inhabitants only. Our first proposal to Nizeros is, let's run a pilot that we would fully finance up to 30 panels deployed wherever Nizeros municipality likes. Our second proposal is, since Nizeros can become a pioneer in water harvesting, let's push forward and let's launch the Nizeros Sky Spring Water. This would cut the import of plastic bottled water, and this would improve the brand image of Nizeros as well as generate revenues. These revenues would self-finance the acquisition of thousands of panels to the benefit of the residents. Benefits for residents are sanitary, social, ecological, economical, and we as a project team are very happy to support such initiatives. Thank you for your attention and open for the questions.
Bonjour, Luc.
Good morning. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Bonjour, ça va. Thank you for the presentation. Yes, two short questions related to the possible pollution in the air. What kind of defense or technology do you include in your system to try to reduce the possible pollution in the air? And the last one is the post-treatment. Are you including any chemical, any solution to produce distilled water and to have to drinkable water?
So, first of all, we are not, of course, desalinizing any water because we catch moisture in the air. So we have three lines of defense. The first one, the fan that blows air in the panel has, of course, a filter. Second line of defense, the adsorbent inside the panel. That adsorbent can catch only molecules of water. If it were to catch any pollutant, anyway, at the end of the process, and this answers your second question, at the end of the process, you have a filtering, a active carbon filtering that catches particles of 2 microns. So the tests we have conducted all over the processes and the prototypes show that we don't have these pollutants in the water. Actually, this water, the quality is surprisingly might be better than tap water and plastic bottle water. Of course, this is about sterile water, so there cannot be any bacteria. That's why we mineralize in the process. We mineralize the water in a very natural way. There is no chemical. We mineralize exactly as per the World Health Organization standards. So the water you get at the end is standard water, I would say, a WHS type of drinking water.
May I? Hello.
Yes.
Hello, Luke. How are you? As far as I understood, each unit that you have produces 1.2 liters per day. What is the total area occupied by a single unit?
So one panel is only 1 meter 10 centimeters length and less than 700 centimeters width. So if you need to produce 10 liters, say
Yes.
you would need 10 panels, which is about 7 square meters.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, bonjour, bon dia. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello, can you hear me? Okay.
I can.
Thank you. Congratulations to you for this initiative. It's linked. My question is linked to one from Mark. So you think that you can fulfill all the needs of drinking water for the island of Lisbon, and your technology
Yes.
actually can eliminate the
Yes, the idea is that we complement whatever Nizeros has as an infrastructure. We are only complementing. We are not changing anything. So let's say that in some places, in some maybe very small villages, the piping network of Nizeros cannot go there, or it would be very expensive to go there. Then it's quite simple. We can install these panels wherever you need, and they will complement whatever Nizeros has done. But more, I would say, inventively, I think the idea is also to cut the plastic bottled water that is imported every year, because this has a cost for Nizeros, waste management costs. And here they don't make any revenue. Now, if Nizeros produces their own water under their own packaging, right? Glass packaging, of course, and sells to the tourists, same price as plastic bottle, Nizeros would make money. And with this money, you can buy the panels. So Nizeros needs no funding. We can do that in a very circular way financially.
Thank you so much for your answers, Luke, and everyone for the questions. We'll see you later, and good luck. Let's continue with the final company presenting today, which is Water from Spain.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carmen, and I'm delighted to be here today presenting Water. We have been working on finding fraud in drinking water consumption using satellite images and machine learning techniques in single-family homes. We draw up a list with the suspicious clients of being committing fraud in a certain area, and then the water utility company inspects each of them. In Spain, the water utility companies lose more than 900 million euros per year due to leaks of water, measurement errors, and fraud committed by users. There are currently several solutions for fighting leaks, but too few to find fraud, even though the money recovered per liter is 3 times greater. Recovering this water is a key component to improve the sustainability of water services. But they don't know which client is committing fraud, so they don't know where to go. With our solution, now they know where to go to detect fraud. Let's see how we deliver the results. The colored plots are the suspects, and the color indicates probability. Each of them has all the information an inspector needs. Let me show you some of the layers we use to detect fraud. This one is the vegetation index. It allows us to know if a client is irrigating their garden. With this other index, we detect the pulse and when they feel it, comparing satellite images from different dates. With this data and more variables from other sources, we define which are the suspicious cases. And this means finding 4 times more fraud with our solution. We don't know of any company that addresses the problem in the same way that we do. There are providers such as Van Planet, but they detect fraud indirectly. But it isn't the focus of the activity. However, the algorithms have to be trained, and we already have a large training database that is not easily available. In Spain, we just analyzed 34,000 single-family homes, and we are planning with Veolia to analyze 80,000 more for the next year. We are expanding our services to Colombia and Chile, and we are already planning a fraud detection campaign in industrial plots with the Bogotá's water utility company. Every 15,000 single-family homes analyzed has a fixed price of 5,000 euros at the beginning and a variable price of 400 for each fraud detected. Using this business model, we could earn 900,000 euros per year, taking into account only the Spanish market. With the current team, we have been selected as one of the top 100 companies in remote sensing of Europe with one of our previous projects. So we have the knowledge to create and launch new products related with the space sector. The team that is making it is composed by Pablo, Guillermo, Pedro, and me, Carmen. The moment is perfect for us, but we need funding to continue developing our algorithms and establish a strong relationship with another large company. Otherwise, we will be very dependent on Veolia and Saur. Our solution is innovative, we have big clients and the right team. So help us to make every drop of water count. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Carmen. Hola, Carmen.
Hola. I will try to be brief in my answers.
Okay. Yes, it's very interesting, your application. I know that to be focused on water scarcity, every drop is into account. Okay. But I don't clear 2 aspects. One is related to the legal situation about to introduce domestic users to know if they or not are being in a legal situation with their contract. Another one is related to the see if the solution is only apply for domestic users or is possible to use with farmers, industrial sectors, etc.
Okay, to start with your first question, the legal aspect is so important for us, but our clients have like big departments focus on this, and we don't have any problems with this technology by now. And yeah, but everyone answered the same question because it's kind of you are seeing a client in their on a daily basis, but there are no problems by now. And yeah, we are trying to develop algorithms right now for the industrial kind of clients too, and the agriculture sector is in our roadmap, but not for the next year. And we are analyzing clients without vegetation and swimming pools. I highlighted this type of clients because we are expert in remote sensing in one of the branches of our company. But yeah, we can apply it on other kind of clients.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Carmen. How are you?
Hello.
Thank you for your presentation. I do understand that the solution is focusing on identifying people that do not pay for the water. But regarding to our case study, how do your solution tackle water scarcity in practical terms?
Mm-hmm. We want to improve the sustainability of the water utility companies because if they have more revenue, they have more money to invest in this kind of initiatives. So it's indirectly. In the case of Nisiros, we don't really can help because they are going to replace all the network system. That is something so weird. It's not common. Almost in the rest of the clients that we know. So we didn't want to win the pilot project, but we prefer to opt for the other prices.
Thank you for being so honest. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello. Buen día, buenos días, Carmen. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry I had some difficulties with the communication, so I lost the main thing. So I understood perfectly the kind of technology you are using, the pools, the satellites, etc. What are you trying to prevent? You can project the amount of water that they are using, contrasting it to the water that they are declaring that they are using. Is that?
This is one kind of the algorithm that we use, but this is like the intersection of the results of many algorithms. But this is one of them.
Okay, but comparing the water, the fraud comes from the different figures from the one that these households are declaring, from the ones that you are projecting that they are using. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, thank you.
In deep learning, you have two kinds of algorithms. One is this, and the other one is a classification algorithm. So you obtain like if it is a fraud or not, comparing with a lot of variables with historical fraudulent behaviors. I don't know if I was.
Congratulations.
Here. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Carmen, and the jury for this time, for participating. I think with this round, we finished with the participation from the companies. So I would like to wish all of you good luck, and we will meet again at 12:30 for the award ceremony. In the meantime, the jury will be deliberating about the winners from this competition, and we have a roundtable discussion with leading experts in the water and sustainability sectors. We will have Amalia Sipu from Colectiva, Barbara Sarnari from SV Med, and as a moderator, Rui Catalao from Kitchen Dates. So we are going to do a very short break, and we see each other in 5 minutes to discuss the water management and how do we face climate change in the near term. So see you in a bit. Hello, everyone. So we are back. since we have a very interesting discussion now with Amalia, Barbara, and Rui Catalao. So a very warm welcome to the three of you.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hi, so without further delay, I would like to give the floor to Rui, that is going to be moderating the session, and he's a well-experienced communication and marketing professional, so I'm sure that he will be providing you all the guidance you need to ensure a good discussion. Thank you so
very
much.
Patricia. And good morning, everyone watching us. Thank you, first of all, to EIT for inviting me to moderate the debate. So we will be discussing an increasingly pressing issue, so how to manage our water systems to face radical environmental change. Let me also introduce myself. My name is Rui Catalao. I'm co-founder of Kitchen Dates, a food literacy project helping people and organizations adopt more sustainable practices and reduce their impact on the planet. So today we will be focusing our attention on what is happening specifically in the Mediterranean. And joining me for this debate, we have two specialists bringing their perspectives on this topic, Amalia Zepu and Barbara Sarnari. Amalia and Barbara, would you like to introduce yourselves to begin with? You want to go first?
Okay, I go. Good morning to everybody. I'm Barbara Sarnari. I'm a mathematician and I'm the vice president of a small association in the middle of the Mediterranean in Sicily, based in Sicily. The name of association is Euro-Mediterranean Center for the Sustainable Development. And since 20 years, we develop projects. We are a women team. That is good, this. And we develop projects involving European and Mediterranean countries. And many of these projects are facing the water scarcity and in particular water reuse. In this sense, in the last year, we installed the first green wall for treating and reusing green water, and probably we will discuss also about this. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Amalia Zepu. I'm based in Athens with an NGO that I co-founded named Collectiva. I think I'm here today because in the last 2 years, we were involved in a project called Starts for Water that addressed the challenge on the island of Sifnos, a neighboring island to Nisyros, which is situated in the Cyclades. We're going to talk about that later. My expertise is in social innovation, not technological innovation. So I'm going to talk about that. Perfect. Short and sweet. Thank you very much. And actually, Amalia and Barbara, before we go deep into each of your projects, which I'm very interested in hearing more about, I would like to know your thoughts on a couple of more top-level questions. And I would actually start with this one. Do people really actually know and understand where their water comes from? I think that's one thing we can start with to set the discussion. Can I jump in? Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Well, I think that on these particular islands of the Aegean and elsewhere, of course, in the coasts of the Mediterranean, it is an embedded culture to have managed water scarcity for centuries. And it may be the only place in Europe where people actually do know where water comes from, because they've been managing it for many years. And Nisyros, like Sifnos, that I'm more familiar with, are places where they collected water, rainwater, collecting it in the cisterns, taking spring water for drinking. So I think that even children on these islands know that there are different types of water for different types of things that they collect in different types of ways. And I think even though they're very small, despite their minuscule size, they can be leaders to the rest of Europe, to remind people that water is different things. Okay, so that is to say that most people have no clue about it. Exactly. Water does not come from the tap. Yes. Barbara.
I can say that, we should differentiate people. And probably to give a short question, we can say that people knows very well from where their water should arrive is not coming. Because when you have availability of water, probably you don't ask yourself. When you are suffering scarcity of water, you ask yourself where my water should arrive, and probably you are more informed about the alternative, as Amalia was saying. So the rainwater, the treated water, and so on, because you have to find solution to have water to use at domestic agricultural level. So, this may make a difference between people from the scarcity water countries or not, and these make a difference on the awareness that you have.
Okay. And so when we think about specifically in the Mediterranean, what are the biggest challenges we see people are already facing when it comes to water scarcity?
Talking on a Mediterranean level, if I can, a Mediterranean level that is our region, our territories. I think that the biggest challenge is to consider water as a right, a human right. And in this sense, the challenge is to enhance the value of water further than its actual economic value, because one of the barrier is to consider, one of the wall to jump is to consider only the economic value of water, that in this moment is an open big discussion about the cost of water. Water is not costing really, it's not considering all the value, the work that is behind to supply this water at tap or agricultural level. And so we need to consider another value of water, is a human right. These are a big challenge also of behavior or change of mentality.
Okay, Barbara, I think your connection is a little unstable. Let's hope it stays okay for the remainder of the debate. Amalia, would you like to add something?
Yes, I agree, and thank you, Barbara, for the big picture. She gave us the wider picture of the challenge, as water is seen as a human right and should be considered that way. Just to add from the recent experience of the Cycladic Islands that we worked on, the tip of the iceberg, let's say, is what was mentioned today, in the presentations, millions of plastic water bottles having to be imported in those islands, the desalination challenges that are not only about energy consumption, but also they create a pollutant. The salt extract of desalination creates pollutants that destroy water beds when they're thrown in the water, in the sea, like it is happening at the moment in a neighboring island, Milos. And then there's another challenge which has to do of the lack of knowledge of the springs and boreholes in each island. There hasn't been a complete mapping of the capacity of water that places have. That is a big challenge that we know is happening in the Aegean, but it also has to do with the rest of the Mediterranean. The lack of knowledge of where the water that each place has means that local authorities are not able to design the management of water for the future if they don't know what water they already have. So that is one other challenge among lots of others, just to give an idea.
And how far are we from having that knowledge? I mean, what is preventing us from having that knowledge?
Well, in the case of the Cycladic Islands, you have the public springs and public boreholes, but we don't know the private ones. That is one difficulty, because private owners of springs and boreholes will not declare them for obvious reasons. They don't want to be taxed for it. They don't know what's going to happen if they do. So that coasts of the Mediterranean, tourism is another difficulty, because those small areas inhabited by 2,000 to 3,000 inhabitants, for example, visited in the summer months by 30,000 inhabitants. So that's another stress that we mustn't forget in the wider picture.
Yeah. Barbara, were you?
Actually,
yeah.
linking, yes, sorry. Can you listen me?
Yeah, now it's better.
And just linking to what Amalia was saying, for sure, but to involve the local actors, the local stakeholders, what I was saying before, that actually it was an umbrella challenge, is about cost, because to involve private normally, but also to be able to convince the public authorities to invest in some technologies or solutions with a long-term vision that normally they miss. And also try to have a multifunctional solution. That was we were saying before. I mean, we cannot. It's time. It's not the time to face one problem all the time. It's the moment to also, because we have not much money. We are talking about small islands, small isolated town, and so on. So it's the moment to have a integrated vision, a complex vision, and integrated solution, so multifunctional solution. To do this, we need this capacity that we are missing, how Amalia was highlighting. We miss this capacity to have to interpret a solution, to understand which one is the best one, to tailoring, to assessing for our territory. This is something, there is a gap, but first of all, the solution has to be harmonized and linked between themselves, because in this moment, if you are finding a solution just for water, you find solution just for water, and the energy in another panel, and waste in other panels. We need the integrated solution that include also social inclusion and integrated vision for development. In this sense, the capacity building is crucial, but this capacity building include not only the public staff, but also people. So participatory approach, co-creation of solution. That means really to take care of this solution after.
Yeah, but let me ask you one question related to that. So when we talk about a smaller community, the capacity may be lacking, but at the same time, since it's a smaller place with less people to manage, let's say, it should also be, my guess would be, it would be easier to implement the solutions once we come to actual solutions, right? I mean, is there less barrier to implement these solutions in smaller communities than in, let's say, in a big capital city or something like that? Is it easier once that capacity exists?
Do you want Amalia or we?
Well, yes, exactly. It's very attractive to think of small islands with small communities as small labs to try out a range of different technological solutions. I'm very impressed by today's presentations, because you see that there is a growing number of bottom-up, let's say, ideas that come up with all sorts of technological solutions that we could, I mean, the small size gives the opportunity to see what works and what doesn't work. That's the good side of the small community and the small size island. But on the other hand, once someone has to take the decision to do that, you need municipalities that take those ideas on board. And it's not only to fund a particular technological, let's say, experiment. It is to learn from it and give the lead to a larger solution after you have learned what works and what doesn't work. So, and that's where I think the capacity lacks. It lacks in the authorities that are able, A, to invite those ideas, B, to evaluate them, okay, C, to to collaborate with the stakeholders that are needed in order to evaluate in the best possible way, and then to implement. So yeah, small size is an opportunity if authorities and stakeholders collaborate together. This is where social innovation comes, right?
Barbara.
For our experience, I think that you are right. I mean, work with small local authorities, it's easier from a side because, first of all, they know very well the effect of climate change, for example, of the problem. They can really weigh the problem. And so also people are able to understand clearly what means a problem, what this means, and not just a communication outside that said you will have this problem. The other side, they have no big economic capability. They are not able to sometimes to present projects, to take money, or to have a multi-sectoral knowledge able to integrate different points of view. But in this sense, if you are able to support them with a bottom-up approach and try to co-creating solution, the results are very impressive, and they can really become the ambassador of how something can work. And so in this sense, I think that we should, I'm sure that we should work a lot, and during the next years also, with local authorities, with small local authorities, because also the big metropolis, the big city are all small town integrated in a big city. So all the times that when we arrive with a solution tested in a small town, and people answered, yes, but they are a small town, we are a metropolis. Okay, you can take the metropolis as a small part of a metropolis and manage in the same way, because people are there. They find the only things that, for example, in the presentation that I listened today, and many of the technology that they are proposed sometimes, that they are not taking account people. They are just the final users or something. And this is an error, in my opinion, because we need to give the possibility to the final user to become partner on the co-creation, players during the co-creation process. It is important because these solutions are not just something to be used, but is part of the development process that need to involve the territory from the beginning.
Hey, Barbara, I think your comment is the perfect segue for me to ask you more specifically about the work you've been doing. So a lot of your work has been revolving around nature-based solutions for domestic water reuse in urban contexts. So what can you tell us about, and linking to the comment you just made, what can you tell us about the project you run in Sicily?
Yes, first of all, we think that nature-based solution is really a key solution of the future. Also because talking about, for example, the comparison with some technical solution is low maintenance. That is very important, in particular in this kind of isolated town where you have not high skills, for example, necessary, and it's also for low costing, so you can maintain. So a nature-based solution is a solution that is offer multiple ecosystem, as for example, multi-ecosystem service, as for example, the green wall that we installed, that actually we call it wall to water because it's not the more common vertical garden, but is a treatment system for grey water. And we installed it in a school because in this way there is also another function that is educational. But this treatment, this green wall is what's happened is it not only it was a treatment system, not only increase the local biodiversity, cooling, air filtration, but for example, improve also the building aesthetic. That is can be seems something less important, while something that you can, the accessibility of a solution, the good message, the non-verbal message that you can transfer with the beauty that contemporary is also a treatment system is something that make citizen or student that case proud of that solution, and they became the same time an ambassador to create other solution, to replicate the other solution. It's something that you are not to have a degree to understand, but you can feel and you can be proud of this and you can talk about this. So it is this kind of multifunctional solution that contemporary save water, improve energy saving and waste also, because they have plants, so composting and all and beauty together need as a stronger message inside. And contemporary, you say water, and just to give one date to understand how much water you save, this green wall that is about 30 square meter is saving per day 1.3 cubic meter of water, and it means 1,000 liters of potable water per year per student, for each student of the school. That is something concrete for them also. It's good. I mean, you save potable water.
Yeah, and of course that links to what you were just saying, that people, the end consumers, should be involved in it. Can you tell us a little also about how students regard this project? I mean, what is their perspective?
But students are very proud also because, I mean, being the first one in Europe and Mediterranean level, they are very proud of this. And for example, we recorded a short film with them telling a little the story to give the idea of the reuse of water, because many people in a high level discussion said one of the problems can be the accessibility, I mean the social acceptance of reusing water. Students, they have not this problem. I mean, it's normal for them innovation. The adults, we have some kind of problem to accept something. Students are already in the future, and so they are the perfect ambassador of a message, and they could support. I mean, to co-create this green wall. They is there daily when they are going to the school. They can grow up with this green wall, and they also take care. So it's something very, very good, and they understood how it's working. It's easy. It's something because it's natural. A natural-based solution means this. So it's something that we watch, we learn from nature, and we replicate something for us. So it's something that for them is more natural than all the most technological things, and they can talk about this also in the family, also in the municipality, and so on. And something very, very good. I mean, with this installation, with so many positive feedback, and people that want to replicate this. So it means that it's working the message behind the treatment system itself.
Yeah. So it's a great way to raise awareness about the topic
yes.
in general, across many different types of public, let's say. Amalia, in your case, you already mentioned a little about the work in Sifnos. Can you elaborate a little bit more about things that they have in common with Nisiros? But also, maybe I couple these already with another question. So we heard about Barbara's perspective on how this project has been running. Your focus has been more in terms of a tool to raise awareness, has been more in using art to do it. Can you bring a little bit more light into that topic as well?
Okay, yeah. I loved the way Barbara introduced issues of culture, community engagement, and brand in all the things that you said. Yes, I'll just talk briefly about the water project on Sifnos. This was funded by DG Connect, the European Commission, to explore ways of connecting technology, community, and artists in order to face and address the water challenges of the particular island. as I mentioned earlier, water challenges have to do with desalination, with plastic water bottles, but also with the slight abandonment of old practices that used to be resilient and sustainable for centuries. There's an irony in those Cycladic islands and the technology we're talking about today. The irony is that the knowledge is there. I mean, one cannot leave behind this collective knowledge that for centuries has worked so well to come and plant something totally new. Okay, I think that the ideas that will work best, it seems to me, will be those that will build on the local existing knowledge of water management. So, you know, among the ideas that we heard, some seemed to know this better than others, to put it in that way. So I agree with Barbara when she mentioned that. In the case of Sifnos, for example, if you think of Greek islands, you think of those white cubic architecture. Huh? Why are they like that? Because they have flat roofs that collect the rain when it rains during winter, and that rain goes down to the cisterns. And that creates this embedded culture of water knowledge that you unconsciously see but don't know that this is why it is like that. So you can't destroy that. You can't, for example, put on roofs new technological things because it will break the reason why people go there. So that links it to the tourist economy. Okay, so aesthetics are important in places like this. In the case of Sifnos, in this project, the artists that were invited were two architects that researched with fieldwork the way water was distributed in agricultural areas of the island. In fact, they explored the water commons. These islands had a water governance based on a system, a methodology of sharing water between everybody so that the water resource would never end. I mean, so that's why it was so sustainable and lasted for so many centuries. That governance model is called governing the commons, let's say, and it is part of an economic theory that has proven that, you know, in human history, you don't have only the tragedy of the commons when a government regulates, for example, what is happening, or an individual private sector regulates, both of which end up in the tragedy of the commons, which means ending the resource, the initial resource. But you have the commons, the commons governance, which in human history has proven that when users are the ones that are involved in the regulating system, then the resource has more resilience and more sustainability. So this is what was happening in these islands that shared the water sources in open air cisterns and then in secondary cisterns, and in that way secured that water would, with gravity, go down the hills to irrigate huge areas in those small mountainous areas. Now, the artists made a maquette of this, of one of those examples, and put it in the central square during the summer months. So everybody, visitors, tourist visitors, but also locals, could see, you know, in this art project, the importance of that. Oh, I mean, the wisdom of the old model. And this is exactly the reason why those islands are so attractive. So I think that art can sometimes, not always, can surface, you know, the importance of keeping the cultural integrity of these places when a new technology is introduced. Could speak for hours about you know, how these things could develop. What it did trigger after the summer months is that more of those initiatives and small-scale programs, either European or local, came to connect with us. So now we have created a kind of network of water expertise, not only from the technological sector, but also from other NGOs and local communities that are now more able to discuss between them and collaborate between them to support the local authorities into rethinking the management of water. Again, I'm going to stress again, the lack of capacity in those small municipalities. Unlike Italy, I think, Barbara, in Greece, municipalities have very low capacity, very small budgets, small number of human resources to work for them, and a lack also of executive power. It is at the regional or national level that larger scale decisions are taken. So what we're trying to reinforce in the case of Sifnos is to create a large network that can support the municipality to become more visible at its higher levels of administration in order to start implementing new technological solutions, either on a small scale experimental level or on a larger scale, which at the moment it cannot do either on its own.
And Amalia, I've read quite a bit leading up to this conversation about your activities, and I'm curious to hear a bit more about a specific territory, because I think it can be very interesting for everyone to listen to, which is Pulati. Can you tell us a bit more about why or how this place is such an interesting case study?
Well, it is one of those few places where you can still see live this with the wisdom of that governance of water that I was just referring to. It is a valley built of terraces with stone walls that is all organized around the 8 water sources that exist there. These water sources share the water in open air cisterns that are then distributing their water down the valley to other cisterns and water alleys that connect all this area of about 20 hectares, which is quite large for the small size of Sifnos. The methodology is that they all know how much water belongs to each user in that area. They have a metric system, on one day, each day belongs to a different, let's say, user. And it's interesting because even though this very precise sharing model was passed orally from generation to generations since the Venetian times, which means beginning of 13th century, today they're now written in the contracts, and the contracts of the land that is sold comes with its water right. Barbara, in this case, it's not water is not a human right, it is a land right. It's interesting there is a land right to water that has been developed as a culture, as a way of articulating, the right to water. I find that this very interesting. So these places are embedded with, a water culture and a water knowledge that mustn't be lost in our quest for a new technological, solution. Again, I go back to stressing that I believe, or we assume at least, that it is the technological solutions that are built on those old traditions that will probably be the ones that will be better integrated in the local system. So community engagement in this sense means not only to engage people to participate in a new solution, but to use their knowledge to build with them, okay? Not for them, with them, the technology of the future.
And when we talk about, and now for Barbara, when we talk about reusing water, we are dealing with several types of water, each of them with different potential as well. For those who might not be so knowledgeable about this, what sets them apart? So each of these several types of water, and also in terms of what is possible to do with them. I mean, what are the difference we're looking at here?
Yes, actually, yes. When we talk about water, normally is too generic in this moment. I mean, we have many kinds of water and many use. For example, talking about the domestic use, the 70% of water that we use at domestic level at home is we don't need potable water. So the question is what kind of water we can use, and without thinking just we need water. But what means water? What you need to do with this water, and where we can find a different kind of water. And this sense. And for example, just the 70% of water that we use and is not so high polluted, so we could treat easier than go to the wastewater plant with a lot of energy costs and everything. So, for example, the rainwater, as the knowledge of the people normally can teach us as use it. Also, if climate change effects are changing also the quantity and the quality of water that we can we can use and how. But for sure we have many sources of water, and desalination is one of these, or gray water, wastewater. But normally you can define. We have this kind of definition of between the difference between new water and, for example, the desalinated seawater is considered a new water, or the non-conventional water, that is the water coming from a treatment of grey water, wastewater, and so on. For about the use, for sure, country by country can change the regulation and the standards, and it's something that we should understand, because sometimes we, for example, we think about agricultural products. We use agricultural products of other countries where they can use the lowest standard of treated wastewater, but in our house we can't do it. So it's also strange, this, but in any case, at the European level at least, we are trying to standardize this. For domestic level, we have difference at Mediterranean level. For example, in Italy, for example, you can use treated non-conventional water as treated grey water just once. In the Mediterranean country, you can use more than one time, so you can circulate this water in the house. So there are many differences, but the objective is, first of all, to take in account when we talk about water that we can have different use, where normally we don't need always potable water. So first of all, it's very important to quantify how much potable water I need, how much for secondary use water I need, and all the different sources. This is already important. And after, you have to manage according with the standard of your country.
Yeah, and Amalie, in the case of Sifnus, desalination is widely used, but why is it not the full solution in terms of water scarcity?
Well, desalination started in the 90s in Sifnos. There are 3 big desalination plants that, of course, resolved the stress of water scarcity that those semi-arid islands had for centuries. Okay, so at the beginning it seemed like a great idea. Now, in the long run, it has created a new set of problems that people are now realizing. We mentioned some. One is the energy consumption of these desalination plants. The other one is the pollutant salt that is thrown back into the sea and kills the water beds underneath. The third is that the water pipes that takes desalination water to the villages rot, and the water is undrinkable in the tap. That water is non-drinkable. So the drinkable water has not been solved. Okay, which creates then a domino effect of importing, thousands of plastic water bottles. So a place that in a way had found its balance, has lost it now. Okay. And of course, there are the cisterns that still exist, but are used less and less. And although in order to get a building permit for the newly tourist, development of the island, you are obliged to build the cistern according to the regulation, people have turned those cisterns that they declared in their permit into swimming pools or new Airbnb rooms. So they don't use them anymore. Now, of course, it has arrived at such a stress in an island that is more and more popular. More and more people arrive in the summer, and suddenly there are water cuts in the middle of August. And in the last 2 years, we experienced that. Both years, water cuts. Too many people, too little water. So I think that that kind of triggered back the collective memory of cistern use. So people are now saying, oh, well, why don't we use the cisterns again? Yeah, I mean, that is the cycle of behavior at the moment. And I think it's a good moment to bring in new ideas, how technology can bring and help to get back to this.
And one interesting thing in Sifnos is that, correct me if I'm wrong, there's also a growing community of foreigners living there. How do they mingle into the existing community? Do they represent kind of a help towards a better system, or are they actually blocking it some way?
Yeah, well, in the very large discussion that has to do with community engagement, which as what kind of communities do you engage? Who are the communities? Local, foreign, Athenians, other? Who are the people you want to bring into this dialogue? Up until now, you had the local community, and then maybe some Athenians that had houses on the island that were part of a local discussion. Now, there is a growing community of foreigners that have come to build on the island. French, for example, 1/3 of the newly built houses are French, okay? So it's a community you cannot ignore any longer. And in our project, we tapped on this new community, saying that, okay, they're not they don't vote for the local authorities, they don't pay taxes in Greece, okay? But some of them bring with them a sense of responsibility towards the hosting island where they have built there. And I think one should explore those new communities that have emerged, in environments like those islands, for example, because they sometimes bring resources. Some of them are very well educated. They can bring new knowledge. They can connect from their own nations, the knowledge that comes from their universities, not only Greek universities. So we tried to tap into that. But of course, not everybody is focused, in the sustainability of local resources. So one has to be careful with that. But yes, it is an opportunity to include people that in the past were not part of the roundtable.
Yeah.
If I can add just in 20 seconds, because I think we are finishing, that, for example, acting, when we talk about multidisciplinarity, acting at the building code, if there is a period where in a island territory they are building new buildings, you have already acted the building code to try to transform a building not in a water consumers, but in a water producers. That means, for example, in the beginning, divide the pipes of black water, gray water, where you can really integrate solution also in the future in an easiest way, because the most important part is this one. So also this means have a long vision terms of solution, and not just do each time's problem and find a solution.
Barbara, I think you read my mind going into what I think it would be my last question, because you're already looking a bit into the future. And I wanted to ask the both of you, how do you see this field evolving in the next 5 to 10 years? So what kind of change do you see happening, and will it go fast enough to tackle the issues we're already facing? And we know that they're going to get even more pressing in the coming years. So you can start, Barbara.
Yes, I mean, it's we don't need to improve future. We need to think ourselves in the future. When we are in the future, we come back with our mind to understand what we need today. That is different, because otherwise we just talk about problems with negative message. No, we have to go in the future. So we project ourselves in the future, understand what we needed to do to improve them, so we can change the present for that future. Otherwise, all the times we do things without connection, and all the times we understand that there was another things to do. So it's important to be in that future, not just to think about the future.
Perfect. Thank you. Amalia?
Yes, well, I have an optimistic and a pessimistic answer, both. The optimistic is that also from the pitches that we listened to today, and from at least my recent experience in the last 2 years, you see a growing number of ideas, both from the technology sector, but also from other NGOs that are ready to change the models, okay? Governance models, technology models, water management models, they're there. So you see, it's as if society seems to be maturing in a direction where experimental approach, exploring new solutions is there already in their mind. The pessimistic answer is that the regional, national authorities don't seem to pick that. You know, you need the top down. In this case, I'd say I'm all for centralized decision making. It seems that the decentralized and bottom up has already been start maturing, and you don't have the top level, the central decision that you need for real funding and real support for those type of mechanisms. There's a lack of presence in at least Greece that I saw recently. Okay. And I'm not talking about of a particular party. It's the political culture at a national level or regional level are not tuned into what is possible and the opportunities on the ground.
Okay. Well, Amalia, thank you very much. Thank you, Barbara, for both of you for bringing your perspective and your expertise on how to manage water systems to face radical environmental change. We hope everyone in the audience can take something from this discussion and take action in your own communities. And I will now give the floor back to Patricia for the award ceremony. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rui, Amalia.
Thank you.
And thank you,
Barbara, Rui.
Thank you, Amalia.
That was a really great conversation. So thank you so much. You provided a good food for thought on systems thinking, on social innovation, on culture, and of course with this political perspective in mind. So I think this is very valuable, and we hope to continue the conversation online and in future events. So thank you all. So now it's the time in which we are gathering all the companies together again here in the platform. We are bringing back the members of the jury who have been deliberating about the winners of this competition today within the framework of the EIT Food InnoWise Scale program. So we are very happy to welcome them back. And I think it's the turn for Marta Carballo as representative from the jury members to come on stage again and share a few insights into the process of choosing the company that it's the winners. Actually, we have a few prizes to give and congratulate all of them because they have been amazing in their presentations and the solutions proposed. So Marta, if you are here and ready, I would like to give you the floor for the award ceremony.
Hello, Patricia, I'm here. But
we cannot see you. Maybe you have another platform opened. and it creates some sort of conflict.
Yes, sorry about that.
No problem.
Maybe I should join you again. I don't know.
Maybe you can close and reopen, and we might be able to see you. It might take 1 second, 1 minute.
Yes, sorry about that.
No problem. Okay, these are the live streaming things that happen, but I'm sure that in the meantime we can keep gathering all the companies so they are ready, and also we will have the problem holder from the municipality of Niceros that will provide the special prize after the 2 prizes that we are going to give now. So let's wait a few more minutes since Marta will try to rejoin the platform, and we hopefully can see her. Marta is back. Great.
Okay. Now you can see.
That was quick.
Yeah, sorry about that, because I was on another platform and something went wrong. So Patricia, thank you for having me here. First of all, I think it's a good time to thank you. This InnoWise Scale initiative. This is something that's been happening for the last 3 years now, since 2020, a very special year, or a very challenging year because of COVID-19. But you always keep doing these great initiatives in order to tackle water scarcity in the South Europe, and I'm really glad to have the opportunity to participate here with you in this such good initiative. I would also like to thank you, my colleagues from the jury panel. Like you said, this was in the backstage. We tried to manage to reach a consensus. It was not easy because we have very interesting solutions, and most of them very interesting also to our case study. And so we had to manage to get to a consensus. And this is a good, because this is only happens when we have very good solutions. And because of that, I would like to thank to all the participants and for joining us and for bringing their innovative solutions in order to together we can tackle water scarcity and turn water into a more turn water more sustainable, and also in order to have solutions for a more for a sustainable way of managing water. I don't know if you want me to start presenting the winners, if this is the time or not yet.
Yes, please go ahead. It's the time now.
Okay, so I'll start by presenting the second winner. After as I told you, a good discussion. The second prize goes to, the drums are to roll. Agua de Sol. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very unexpected.
Thank you, Luc.
I would like to dedicate this prize to my good old friend, Philippe de Coninck, who is the inventor of the Sun Air Fountain. And he's really a great man who is now at hospital. So really, this is for him. Really a good job he did all over these years. Of course, I need to also thank Professor Stefanakis, who was our mentor. And he really guided us very well in this competition. And of course, the whole organization, Marta, the team, and the whole program, this is very well done. We are very happy, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Luc. I hope you can use this prize in order to get to another stage of your solution. And thank you for being here and for your nice words. And now, the first prize, it goes to Solar Dew. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Speechless at the moment. My colleague might express it even better than I would do. Thank you very much. I haven't prepared as well a speech as my colleague winner, so I don't know if that is the point, but really appreciate it. Really appreciate all the support we've been getting from the organization over the last 6 months, and really surprised. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Alexander. And now, Patricia, I think I'll pass the floor for you, right?
Yes, thank you so much, Marta, and congratulations to the winners. We are very excited, and I'm sure that there's a great journey ahead. So thank you, Marta. I would like to give the floor to Thomas from the municipality of Niceros that will give the special prize to one of the companies. Welcome back, Thomas.
Hello to everyone. It was another time a great journey for me, and also it was a very good way for me to deal with things that you don't have the time, most of the time, or the opportunity as a civil servant to work with. So innovation is not on the top priority in most of the utilities, but because we tend to adopt the common solution, the easiest solution, or the one that others have tried and convinced us that this is the right way to go. And that is also something the European Union should also consider to finance innovation-driven projects, and in order to upscale, upgrade, and develop in full scale some of the projects already started. In that context, InnoWise Scale was also a project that kept me alive for quite a few months, and that was a very good journey for me. In order to comprehend, water is pretty much a vital source for everyone, and first of all is recognized as a human right with decrease in demand, but we also have to agree that it's not an inexhaustible resource. We manage water like the case we managed banking accounts and banking products. And a few years ago, a Nobel Prize was awarded to economists for developing innovative banking products like CDOs and CDS, making an assumption that the money would keep coming in. We make the same assumption regarding water. We have too many different users. We have minimal criteria and sometimes controls during the selection of these users. And also, we tend to let everyone use water no matter what. That is part of the fact that water is also a fundamental human right, but the fundamental human right is not access to water, is rational use of water. Not all people should have access to water regardless the use. They all have to be in a common pool and consider water as a common pool resource. In that context, every solution provided during this journey was very good, very structured, but one came up and make slightly different approach compared to others, but that is also part of this pitching event. And they seem to have a very good knowledge of the Greek ecosystem in Greek islands. And in that case, I think I'm very honored to present the Demo Case Award. And this Demo Case Award goes to Agua de Sol. And congratulations one more time.
So this is just a bit of a shock, because we thought we would definitely complement at some scale the work that you guys did at Niceros, but to that extent, this is really a surprise. So thank you very much, Thomas. Thanks also to Mr. De Meyer. He's not with us today, but that's really great to see. And definitely we're gonna establish the pilot in the island very soon. So the calendar is yours. You just tell us when you would like to start the work, and we are there to support.
The municipality of Nisos, with the effort of Mr. Corneos, I have said earlier in the presentation that Nisos has 7 workers. It has 6 workers. Mayor is the 7th worker. He's the most hardworking man in Milan. And that's why it was a great opportunity for me to meet him 23 years ago and open source my mind in terms of sustainability, circular economy, where words at that time in 1998 when we that it was like, what is this? What he's talking about? But he had a vision. He from that point said, one day I will become the mayor of Nisios and solve all these problems and also implement some of these actions I have in mind. We were meeting papers and also for European funding in the SAVE projects. Long time I was in the European Union. He was one of the first to be submitting and trying to make something for Nisios at that time. So all the efforts is on him. And one more time, congratulations to all the participants. Every solution is applicable to Nisios and in most water authorities. And the difference is the personalized approach that give us the heads up in your solution. Congratulations to all again. And
Thank you very
for
much.
letting me participate in this project.
Thumbs up.
Congratulations, Luke and the team. Really well
Thank you
done.
very much.
This is like a really strong collaboration could emerge there. So all the best
Thanks
in
a
the
lot.
journey.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Thomas,
Very humbled.
for providing this opportunity and for being part of this
Thank
program,
you.
so active, so
One more time,
committed,
Patricia.
and I'm sure that they are going to be very impactful and tangible results in Nisiros. So thank you everyone for participating, and congratulations to all of the companies that were part of this event today, and for the work that has been done over the past months, because today is the kind of culmination or the end of a really nice journey that Carmen and her team has been able to advance. And I'm very grateful for this program, because the more I get to know it, the more I'm pleased to understand and be aware of all the connections that are being made. This is a very unique opportunity for many water professionals to be sharing ideas, to be exchanging, experiencing what needs to be transformed, what are the bottlenecks, what are the untapped opportunities. There's so much to be done. And I think this series of events actually are really advancing in that direction. So Carmen, the floor is yours to kind of say a few final remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia, and I don't think I have anything else to add. You've pointed out everything. So I wanted to say again, thank you for all the speakers that have been part of the event today, Amalia, Barbara, and Rui, for your moderations to the juries, Marta, Baltasar, and Josep. And also for all the team members, because this is as Patricia is saying, this is the last event for many of the participants of the program, but I hope it's not the last step in the journey. We've seen in the past 4 days a bunch of many interesting technologies tackling similar, different, complementary challenges, and I'm very happy to see that after these months of mentoring, training, talking to each other, getting to know each other, and also discussing with the different problem holders, there are many opportunities for collaboration arising. So even those that have not been awarded as with one of the prizes or have not been selected now for implementing the demo, I hope and I'm sure there will be opportunities coming up in the near future thanks to this, and I'm really happy that to have such a cohort involved in the program. So again, thank you for the speakers, juries, the participants, the mentors, as Luke mentioned. They've been a crucial part of the program, as well as the trainers, and to hold the whole team, and also to Patricia and to the whole Revolve team behind the scenes. And Evgenia, also, you are somewhere there. So thank you. And Patricia, the floor is yours for tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, Carmen. So yes, I just want to give a heads up that tomorrow we continue with the water series. Tomorrow is the last event of 2022 in the InnoWise Scale framework. So tomorrow we are having an event around the EIT digital community. So we will be tackling, again, digital technologies, of course, but we will be also talking about the virtual water, virtual world, and how digital twins can contribute to create more efficient management systems. So it will go beyond the technology angle as usual. We really like to connect the dots between the different actors and sectors that are involved in the water sector. But of course, we want to put at the core the digital technologies that can help us get there. So tomorrow we have a very interesting event, and we hope to see you there at 10 a.m. on YouTube as today. So thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow.